Hey everybody, I would like to teach you guys a 1v1 Wehrmacht build order today that you can use from the very lowest levels of the game up into the very highest levels of the game. This is the meta build order, I'd say, for the top levels, but it is easy enough to learn for even the newest players. Let's start off as usual with a few commander recommendations. Because this is for new players, I want to include some of the starting commanders. And the first one is German Infantry Doctrine. With this doctrine, you get the 250 half track, although we won't be using this in this build order, so you can just kind of forget about it for the time being. You also get Stormtroopers, Veteran Squad Leaders, which basically gives you an extra guy on your Grenadiers and some special abilities with some other squads. We get the Assault and Hold special ability, which can be a useful ability to pop when you need to make a big attack or you're defending. And we also have the Fragmentation Bombs, which of course are very useful against team weapons and can even be good against tanks. Next up, and also one of the free starting commanders in the game, is Blitzkrieg Doctrine. You get the Command Tank, which buffs nearby units. It's also a decent anti-infantry tank. We get the Panzer Tactician ability, which gives you smokes on your tanks. We have Tactical Movement, Reconnaissance Overflight, and the Stuka Close Air Support, which is a anti-tank loiter. The last one here, Jaeger Infantry Doctrine, is not one of the starting commanders, but is arguably the best 1v1 commander right now for Wehrmacht. You get Ambush Training, which makes your units invisible while they are in cover. You get Jaeger Light Infantry Upgrade, which gives you G43s, a great short range and on the move rifle. You get the Jaeger Command Squad, which is just a 5-man squad with G43s, also a great unit. You get Light Artillery Barrage, great for clearing out anti-tank guns and other team weapons, comes out really fast. And you get the Stuka Ju-87 anti-tank strafe, which, as it sounds, is pretty punishing to enemy vehicles. Moving on to the early game build order, you want to start building the MG42 from your HQ, and simultaneously you want to build the infantry company with your pioneers. Then you want to build 3 squads of grenadiers. After that, you want to build a bunker near your HQ, and then put the medic upgrade on that to heal up your units. At some point in the early game, you probably also want to get minesweepers on your pioneers. Against Americans, you might be able to get away with using a flamethrower, but it depends on what doctrine they go, and it could be risky. Place your infantry company towards the edge of your base because you can use it to actually reinforce your troops, saving time as they get back onto the battlefield. Use your pioneers to prep the battlefield, putting down green cover and wiring off the enemy's cover. Grenadiers excel at long-range combat, so you want to keep them as far away from the enemy's troops as possible. Use your MG to secure open parts of the map, and also make sure you keep it supported by grenadiers or pioneers. Put your medical bunker close to your HQ, but on the side of the HQ that is facing the main exit to your base, so the troops that come back are always close enough to get healed by the bunker. In order to transition to the mid-game, first of all you have to upgrade to Battle Phase 1 at your Kampfgruppe HQ. This will unlock the LMG-42 and rifle grenade upgrades for your grenadiers, making them much more deadly. Then you have to use your pioneers to build the light to mechanized company. The most important thing in the mid-game is the timing of your 222 scout car. This should come out between 5 and 8 minutes. You also want to get another squad of infantry. This could come before your 222 or after it, depending on your fuel and manpower situation. In general, you want to go for grenadiers, or if you have access to them, the Jaeger Command Squad. But on some close quarters maps, you could go for Panzergrens or Stormtroopers. After that, you want to get out a Pack 40 to deal with enemy light vehicles, and also help you destroy enemy cover. The 222 is a very agile vehicle with a very long line of sight that can help support your grenadiers in combat and just bleed your enemy a little bit extra. Use your Pack 40 combined with snares and your 222 to help destroy enemy light vehicles. And of course, this is a good time to put down a Teller Mine, which will one-shot any kind of enemy light vehicle. To transition to the late game, you need to upgrade to Battle Phase 2, and then use your Pioneers to build the Support Armor Core. The most important thing in the late game is the timing of your first Panzer IV. This should come out between 12 and 15 minutes. You also want to get a second Pack 40. This can be before your Panzer IV or after it, depending on how fast you manage to get the Panzer out. After that, you want to get a second squad of Pioneers out. This will help you place mines, as well as keep your Panzer IVs repaired. Then, you want to just keep churning out as many Panzer IVs as you possibly can. Also, if you're going Blitzkrieg, you could replace the second or third Panzer IV with the Panzer IV Command Tank, which gives everybody around it a 10% damage reduction buff. In 1v1s, you generally don't need to escalate to Battle Phase 3 and go for the Panthers and Broom Bars and whatnot, but if you feel like it's absolutely necessary, you're having a really hard time with some specific heavy tanks, then of course that's up to your judgment. The Panzer IV is an extremely good tank that outclasses most mediums that come out at the same time as it, so use this time as a power spike to really push your advantage. I hope this guide has been a useful starting point for you players who are starting out with Wehrmacht. For your first few games, I recommend that you stick to this build order as close as possible, and then you'll get a feel for the timings and when you can diverge from the build order if necessary. If you are a new player starting out with Wehrmacht, I would love to know how this build order works out for you. Please post in the comments, or you can join my Discord and post your replay in the replay section. And of course, if you did enjoy this, if you got some use out of it, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.